What if I told you that you can still have amazing intimacy even if you cannot have penetration? And what I mean when I say you cannot have penetration is that one or both of you in your intimate relationship finds penetration unreliable or unenjoyable or downright painful or totally impossible or some combination of the above. For so many couples, intimacy and penetration become tangled together. When penetration is a barrier for intimacy, people often reach one heartbreaking conclusion: our sex life is over. But what if it isn't? What if you've simply never been shown another way? After years of working with people recovering from ostomy surgery, cancer treatment, pelvic floor disorders, erectile dysfunction, chronic illness, disability, and other body altering medical conditions, I've learned something incredible about intimacy. Penetration is not required. It's required, generally speaking, for making a baby, but it is not required for intimacy. And there are lots of other kinky ways to enjoy intimacy, maybe even more than the old fashioned way. I'm Trina Ricketts, the intimate ostomate. After multiple surgeries, years of chronic pain and frequent hospitalizations, years of touch starvation, and getting a permanent ostomy and rectum removal, I've had to go long periods of time without penetrative intimacy. It's a horrible feeling when you can't connect with your partner anymore because the only way you ever truly connected was through penetrative intimacy. You wonder, will my relationship survive this? Will I ever be able to satisfy my partner sexually again? Or if you're single and dating, who would want to be with me now? And I know those questions personally. And through my own journey and years of coaching others, I've discovered something incredibly hopeful. Intimacy is much bigger and better than penetration. There's a place for penetration, don't get me wrong. If you're able to do it sometimes or in some ways and you want to do it, then all the power to you. Enjoy your penetration. But for those who are limited in that area or who cannot do it at all, there is a rich, intimate life waiting for you if you're willing to learn how. And that's why I created this program. So, who is this for? This program is for singles or couples who believe that their sex life is over because penetration is gone. Whatever caused it, maybe penetration hurts, maybe it has to be done a certain way, gently, for instance. Maybe erections aren't reliable anymore. Maybe intercourse has become stressful instead of enjoyable. Maybe surgery changed your body, or radiation changed how your body functions. Maybe menopause, pelvic pain, vaginismus, illness, disability, or medical treatments have completely changed what intimacy looks like. Whatever brought you here, if you miss feeling desired, if you miss touching your partner, if you've started feeling more like roommates than lovers, then you're in the right place. So, is this you? You might recognize yourself in some of these thoughts. I avoid touch because I'm afraid it will lead to sex. No one would want me because I can't satisfy them. I feel guilty because I can't give my partner what they deserve. My partner is afraid of hurting me. We love each other, but we've stopped being intimate. Or maybe the hardest belief of all: if we can't have penetrative sex, our connection with one another will die. And I want to boldly challenge that belief because it doesn't have to be true. If this sounds like you, I invite you to book a free consultation. We'll talk about your situation and whether this program feels like the right fit. No pressure, just an honest conversation. Now, if the program is a good fit, we're going to break the old story about intimacy being all about penetration. It's been conditioned into us, so it can be difficult to break free from the habits we've created living under these beliefs. We will also talk about the shame, the grief, the fear, the belief that intimacy only counts if it ends in penetration. We'll uncover the limiting beliefs that have been quietly stealing connection from your relationship or your life. You'll learn my intimacy evolution framework, which helps people redefine what real intimacy is. And we will also focus on restoring desire. Because often when we've been avoiding intimacy or experiencing a lot of negative emotions around it, we can lose our feelings of desire for our lovers or for intimacy in general. We can feel like we've lost our sensuality. Some say they've lost their femininity or their manhood. And I've been there and felt exactly like that, but not anymore, thankfully. To restore desire, we must intentionally create the conditions where it feels safe again, where we don't feel self conscious or unlovable. We'll also explore how to talk about intimacy. I'll provide you with a conversation guide to help you talk about the really difficult topics of what we like and don't like in the bedroom. You'll learn how to express what feels good, how to communicate your fears, how to ask for what you need, and how to bring back the kind of pillow talk that creates emotional safety long after the lights go out. On the practical side, I will introduce you to some hot, sexy positions that don't require penetration and ways to create intimacy that everyone should be taught before we start dating or forming long term relationships. And finally, we will create a personalized intimacy plan so the fun keeps going after our sessions stop. Because life will keep changing and our bodies continue to change, but your relationship can keep growing. I don't want you wondering what to do 6 months from now. I want you to leave knowing exactly how to continue building intimacy together. In fact, to make sure you stay on track, I will schedule a session with you about 2 months later so I can personally check in with you. We'll talk about what's been working, what's become easier, what challenges have come up, and whether you need a little guidance getting back on track. Because my goal isn't to help you feel hopeful for 5 weeks, it's to help you create lasting change. Imagine getting naked with your lover without anxiety, without pressure, without wondering who's going to feel disappointed. Imagine laughing again, flirting again, looking forward to touching each other. Imagine knowing exactly how to create closeness instead of avoiding it. Imagine feeling wanted again, and imagine your partner feeling confident again. Imagine realizing we're actually closer now than we were before all of this happened. And that is possible. I've seen it happen, and it's why I love my job. But maybe you're wondering, what if I learn and change, but my partner doesn't? That's an understandable fear, and I can't guarantee that your partner will see the light or be able to change their penetration conditioning. But I can help you find the right words and the right conversation topics to safely talk about it with the goal of getting your partner excited to try it. It's pretty great if they're willing to try. So, one on one coaching can be extremely valuable for your relationship. But I also love coaching couples. And if you have that kind of relationship that you can talk openly about sex and sensuality, then couples coaching is what I recommend to you. Maybe you're thinking, I know I should do this because intimacy is important, but I haven't felt desire in so long that this program might make me feel pressured. And I agree. The last thing you want is to feel pressured. That's how we got here in the first place. Not because your partner necessarily pressured you, but because you felt pressure to be a good partner and to maintain a strong connection to the person you love. This program is not about doing things you don't want to do. That's the beauty of non penetrative intimacy. You can create it to fit what you really want and need when it comes to intimacy. Or maybe you're worried this feels embarrassing. Believe me, everyone who comes to me feels vulnerable. By the end of our work together, that embarrassment is usually replaced by relief because they're finally talking about something they've been carrying alone. If you've been waiting for someone to tell you that you are still beautiful, desirable, and worthy of intimacy just the way you are, this is me telling you. Your sex life is not over because penetration isn't possible. It simply needs a new map. And I'd love to help you build one. Click the button below and book your free consultation. We'll talk about where you are today, where you'd like to be, and whether this program is the right next step. I hope to meet you soon, beautiful.